never do my skincare in flight. Drink a lot of water. And I think that this is something that a lot of people overlook. Hey guys, it's welcome back to my channel. Alright guys, for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of these awesome tips that I do every single day in order to take care of my skin and myself. And in fact, these tips that I'm going to share with you guys, they are so ingrained into my life that I don't even notice that I'm doing it. It just comes to me naturally. It's just all part of the unconscious process. But I think these tips are really worth doing, and they do make a huge difference. Also, this video is sponsored by May, and I'm going to be introducing their 8 awesome serums, which is great because I'm actually going to head to Bali right now. I have to, my flight is in a couple of hours, so I'm good. But I thought this trip would be the perfect way to share their products with you guys while talking about these tips. You guys know by now that May is a brand that really tries to put the skin safety first when developing their product. So they try to avoid including any ingredient that could potentially sensitize the skin or harm the skin. And they've all been skin irritation tested, so you're good to go. Alright, before we actually leave for the trip, I'm gonna share with you guys my first 2 tips. The first tip is in regards to traveling actually, which is the fact that I never do my skincare in flight. So I know there are a bunch of influencers out there or people out there that do their skincare in flight, which is great. You know, you do you, girl, you do you. But personally, I just don't want to do my skincare in the airplane where there's so many people, you know, trapped in that tiny area, and the air is recycled and it's just a hassle. And it's not, I don't feel like it's very hygienic, and I don't think it adds to my skin, if you guys know what I mean. So what I personally like to do is I like to just do a thorough job with my skincare prior to my flight. Moving on to my second tip, which is I always make sure to apply an antioxidant during the AM as well as PM actually, but also during the mornings. So I'm actually going to go in with the Mary May Itibinin and Blackberry Complex Serum. This has 1000 ppf Itibinin and 20% of Blackberry Complex. So antioxidants, I've talked about this in a lot of my videos, and usually I will go in with vitamin C, but Itibinin actually turns out to have 4 times more antioxidant potency than vitamin C, which I didn't know until recently. So, and you guys know vitamin C, the pure ascorbic ones, it's actually really tacky. It's not makeup friendly at all. You guys know I've talked about this. So I always try to go in with a vitamin C derivative, or in this case, this lovely serum that I have right here. And also blackberry is a fruit which contains the ingredient anthocyanin, which is effective in fighting off free radicals, which is responsible for the oxidization of our skin. So this is actually great because, like I said, Mary May is all about making really gentle products, but also ones that are effective. So vitamin C, as you guys know, it's very actually harsh. It's not for everyone for sure. So if you're someone that's like, oh, I don't want to do vitamin C, but I want to get a great potent antioxidant, this is a great serum to check out. And also the formulation is actually really light. I know the black packaging kind of gives off the feeling that it's going to be heavy, but it's not. It's actually pretty light and it gets absorbed in right in. Also, the serum has a bit of that orange color. I don't know if you can tell. Focus, yes, but this is the natural ingredient that comes from the ingredient Itibinin. So this is a great, delightful bottle of antioxidant with using both Itibinin and Blackberry Complex, and it's gentle on the skin. And they also have a cream from the same line, which was in the Unisu box. I absolutely adore that cream. So this is great to check out. All right, guys, we made it to Bali. Yay! All right, guys, I'm actually here with a couple of other girls, and not with Yu for once. But for my next tip, it is to be very much aware of not only the climate, but your skin condition and the environment. So what I'm talking about is, for instance, back in Korea, it's a little chillier, But now that I'm in Bali where it's hot and humid, I do have to change it up. And also as you age, your skin naturally loses its natural oil, so it does get drier. And also if you got a job maybe, then most likely, for example, in Korea, you're going to spend a lot of time in the office where they have a lot of AC during the summer and a lot of like heater during the winter time. So depending on that, you really have to prepare in advance and make sure to prep up your skin accordingly. So as you guys know, I'm in Bali right now, which is really hot. It's only like not even 10, it's kind of hot, which is perfect actually because the May serums are super light and refreshing. So the serum I'm using right now is one of my favorites actually. This is the niacinamide and chamomile synthesis, and it actually has 2% niacinamide, which is great because niacinamide is a very effective ingredient to brighten up your complexion and also inhibits sebum production as well, and it also kind of stops melanin from surfacing to your skin, so it's going to help maintain that really evened out tone. And like I said, there's a lot of niacinamide products out in the market, but a lot of them have like 5%, 10%, which is, you know, might work for other people like myself. But if you do have sensitive skin and you're like, whoa, that's too much niacinamide, of course we've got your back. 2% of niacinamide will still do its job. So this is another great serum to check out. And as you can see, it just got absorbed in right away. And so I'm actually gonna do a couple of layers of this actually. And this also contains 93% of the chamomile extract, which is rich in flavonoids, vitamin C, tannin. And so it's going to really make your skin supple and also give you a little bit of the antioxidant effect as well. Can you see that absorbed in beautifully, should I say? All right, guys, moving on to the next tip. It's actually a little update. It's been a couple of days since I've been in Bali, Ubud. I've been having the time of my life. I've been really traveling a lot, seeing a lot of great stuff, eating a lot of great food. And it is indeed the night time, so I gotta do my night skincare routine. I have nothing on right now. So my next tip is to make sure to apply everything that you apply to your face to the neck and hands. And this is so imperative. I think this is still a skincare step that a lot of people still don't really implement, I guess. But it's such an important step, honestly, because honestly, one of my biggest pet peeve, and I've shared this before with you guys, is, you know, when someone has a really nicely taken care of skin in their face, but they haven't taken as good care of their neck and hands, and that disparity shows. I think that's like one of my biggest pet peeve. It's just a personal thing, of course, no hate or anything. It's just for me, I just make sure to take care of everything. And speaking of taking care of your skin and anti-aging, I do have 2 of these awesome serums from May. The one I'm currently applying on is the marine collagen one. This has 95% of what they call marine collagen, and the molecular weight is less than 1,000 Daltons. So it's actually going to seep in a little deeper and help, ooh, mosquito, no! And really be helpful in taking care of your skin in terms of anti-aging. Now, in terms of the other serum, I have right here, this is the 6 peptide complex serum. So I'm just going to apply this onto the other side as well. Woo! This has 6 different peptides and they combined it, making the ideal formulation with all of the synergy from these 6 different peptides to help with anti-aging. So this is also going to help really give the skin the elasticity, the help with the appearance of fine lines, etc. And like I said, guys, everything onto the neck and hands as well. Seriously, for reals. I don't reserve this tip for the nighttime. No, I do this for my AM routine as well as PM routine. And anytime I'm applying skincare, whether it be SPF, whether I'm reapplying SPF outside, I always make sure to reapply it all over my skin as well. Good morning, guys. It is indeed the next morning in Bali. I just took a nice shower and we're just going to jump straight into the next tip, which is drinking water. But here's the twist. I could already hear you guys saying, Sue, drinking water is such a cliche tip. We all know. But here's my actual tip, which is drink a lot of water in the morning as soon as you wake up, because I personally found out that that is the best way to kind of get it out of the way. And second, it really does help with the bathroom system, because if you drink later into the night, you are not going to get good sleep. The bathroom visits that this is going to make you go is going to disrupt your sleep. So for me, what I personally like to do, as soon as I wake up, I intake probiotics, and I just chug as much water as I can until I actually feel full. So here we go. Oh, it's really hot in Bali, by the way, so this water feels really good. Woo! Speaking of hydration, we're going to jump right into our next serum, which is the Hyaluronics one from Mariam May. Now this has 6 different types of hyaluronic acid, from low molecular weights to bigger ones. And you guys know by now that with lower molecular weights, it's going to sink a little deeper into the skin, so it's really going to help with internal dryness and also help form a protective layer, which leads to my next tip, and that is just hydrating your skin makes a huge difference. And I've talked about it in my recent video that you guys know sometimes I get bumps in my forehead, right? And these bumps are a result of an imbalance of the water-fat balance on my skin. So to elaborate, it means that I haven't been really hydrating my skin enough, that my skin is like, oh, your skin feels dry, let me pump up more oils, hence forming these bumps. So I've been repeating that I just love adding a layer of hyaluronic acid serums. And with this one, Mariam May, you definitely can feel that hyaluronic acid feels initially, but it gets absorbed right away. And with hyaluronic acid, you guys know that it really does instantly kind of plump up your skin. I'm kind of in the shade right now, but oh, look at that, guys. Look at that. I hope you guys can see the plumpness. And of course, you tap all of that in to get it absorbed. So trust me on this, especially during the transitional periods where there's a drastic change in the temperature and the humidity. I always seem to get these textured bumps, so I just learned to not pop them, because you're gonna end up like scarring them if you don't do it right. All you need to do is just add a layer of nice hydration like this Mariam May hyaluronic acid serum. All right, we're going to move on to the next tip and serum. This is the H. cordata and tea tree serum. This is actually one of my favorites. Now, the great thing about these Mariam May serums is that you can mix and match, and you can layer them on top of each other, and no problemo, not a problem at all. So this serum contains 85% of H. cordata extract, which is rich in the ingredient called quercitrin. Sorry, I have to cheat a little bit, but it's an ingredient that's going to help remove the toxicity from your skin. And it also contains 9% of tea tree, which we all know has naturally that disinfectant property. So it's going to help relieve and soothe the irritation that you might have. And of course, they only put in 9.7% of tea tree, because tea tree actually, if used in very high percentage, it might lead to irritation, which has definitely happened for me for sure. I'm not usually sensitive to certain ingredients, but tea tree is definitely one that I'm a little bit careful of. But this, you won't have that problem at all. And this one really feels lightweight and absorbs right in like you saw. And of course, implementing my previous tip, make sure to absorb everything onto your neck and hands and tap all of that in. So with the H. cordata serum, you're really gonna get that calming effect, which I really need because I've been getting a lot of sun in Bali, which I love, but it can take a toll on my skin, so this is perfect. Hey guys, it is the last day I'm spending in Bali, and boy oh boy, I'm looking in the viewfinder, I am super tanned. I look good though, you know, I look good, but the one thing I have with being tanned and all, excuse me, is just the uneven tone. So it'll be great if we can get tanned in all an even way, but we know that's not how it works. So I think it's great to use serums like this one. This is the Citrus Unshu and Tremella Fusiformis serum. So this is basically a brightening serum, and ooh, this is going to help even out the skin complexion in a nice way. And so it has 83.5% of Citrus Unshu peel extract, as well as 9.7% of Tremella Fusiformis. And in terms of the Citrus Unshu, so extract that is very rich in vitamins and polyphenols. So it's going to help not only even out the skin tone, but also help target the dark spots, which I have going on right here, but that's okay. And in terms of the Tremella fusiformis, it's actually a mushroom, a type of mushroom that the Empress Dowager used to eat back in the days for its potent beauty benefits. So not only does it have a lot of moisturizing benefits, but also because it's a fermented ingredient, it's really going to help even out the skin texture and smooth the skin out, which I love. And I love the fact that obviously not as irritating as using a pure L-ascorbic acid. And like all of their serums, this one as well is very light and gets absorbed right in. My skin looks really, really healthy right now, and I'm living for it. So moving on to my next tip, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm actually waiting until the product gets absorbed until I move on to my next product. And I think that this is something that a lot of people overlook. And it's so important because especially during the daytime, if you don't do this step, of course, it's going to dwell on top. It's not really going to sink in and help with the skin. And also, it can muck up and peel your makeup off if you don't do a thorough job in making sure everything is settling well. So this is a step that I think is really important. What I like to do is after all of my skincare routine and after my sunscreen, I actually go change my outfit or I do something else, and I kind of give my skin some time to drink all of the skincare out before moving on to my makeup. And guys, this makes a huge difference. Just tapping it in and making sure everything's settled well, it's a game changer. So make sure to invest that extra little time in the morning. All right, last, moving on to the Centella Asiatica serum. This has 95% of the extract. We all know and love Centella Asiatica. It has great calming, soothing, and regenerating properties, and it also helps with elasticity. Oh! Living for that glow. And also, regarding my next and last tip, make sure this is something that I still see a lot of influencers and people out there making the mistake, which is don't touch the spoid onto the skin. Don't let it touch your face. It is like not very hygienic, you know? Ooh, P.S. I love this serum. It has a scent to it. It's a natural scent from the ingredient, and it's very calming. And likewise, this is just going to get absorbed right in, and I'm going to apply all of that to my face. So this serum contains 95% of centella, like I mentioned, and sometimes when you infuse this much concentration, it can be a little tricky to work with the formulation, but they made it so that the formulation is very easy to work with. I think all skin types can use each and every one of these 8 serums that I introduced in this video. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. So yes, there we go. Living for it. All right guys, that's it for my video. I hope you guys had fun. I really tried to share all of these small but very important tips that I actually do every single day on a daily basis, and I hope that this helped. All right, make sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and make sure to check out the Mermaid serums, 8 of them. All right guys, I'll see you guys in my next. Ciao.